and Jeff Spencer. The next Royal couple, Liz Keating and Brian Miller. Next will be Jessica Hill and Jeremy Gorham. Next up, Jody Howell and Zach Vermack. Our fifth Royal couple, Tammy Leppo and Zach Fox. Next we have Tara Olsen and Corey Crandall. Our seventh Royal couple, Kathy Rittenauer and Gary Snyder. Next we have Shauna Sandoval and Dan Sentry. And your 1995 Prince and Princess, Prince Sean Taylor and Princess Rebecca Bershaw. And finally, your 1995 King and Queen, King Nate Weber and Queen Tasha Howard.
Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to another Big Six football put on by Family Ties Production. We're here at Soul Bowl. We got the U.T.H.S. Panthers and the Alleman Pioneers. Alleman coming off two big victories over Geneseo and Rock Island, and UT had a big game against Moline last week and lost that one. So it's a big ball game for UT, and it's a big ball game for Alleman to keep their title hopes alive as they move along.
Well, I think that's real true. I think UT is in a situation, and most teams somewhere along the line in the season get there. Every game for UT now is a playoff game. If they win this ball game, not only are they back in the conference chase, but also they're still in the running for a real good shot at making the playoffs. If UT doesn't win tonight, then they've got some really tough games ahead of them, and there's no margin for error the rest of the way. So it makes it a big game. It's homecoming here at UT. Big crowd tonight will be very, very excited, I'm sure. Cool, crisp, bordering on cold here at Soul Bowl. So it should be a big ball game. For Alleman, of course, an opportunity. Alleman hadn't beaten UT much here in the last few years. You know, last week we talked about how Moline had beaten UT, what, 5 of the last 6 years or something. Well, it's just reversed here. UT has beaten Alleman for about 5 of the last 6 years. So, you know, some things to take a good look at during the course of the game.
It really shows you how equal all these teams are. You know, we had a real good ball game last week with Geneseo and Alleman, and then Moline and UT was really close. We take away the turnovers, and that ball game is going to be very close. Just any given night, either one of these teams can win a ball game.
Well, I think that's true. You know, you've got good backfields on both sides. You got, you know, I think, you know, you're going to like this. I think I always hate to give those linemen a whole lot of credit because we always talk about the backs, quarterbacks, and things. But this game tonight will be won by whose offensive and defensive line does the best job. And UT has got their work cut out for them, because Alleman has an established line. There's no question about that on both sides of the ball. UT's got a line that I think they think is coming along and getting better week by week. True test for them tonight.
So maybe who wins in the trenches is going to decide this ball.
Well, you know, that happens most games anyway.
Yeah.
You know, if the fans who really like watching football, though, take a few plays tonight and just don't watch the ball, don't watch the quarterback, just take a good hard look at those kids up front, because there is where it starts, you know, with that center snap, and that's where it ends up. If there's a hole there, somebody had to make it happen, and so that's fun to watch if you're watching a football game.
Well, it's homecoming. It can't get any better than this. We got a nice warm place to set up there, so we're all right.
We're okay.
And let's hope we got an exciting, close ball game to watch.
Well, I think it will be, and again, like you said earlier, it's a Western Big Six game. If you look at it, a game on paper, maybe Alleman's a better team with the returning veterans, but that doesn't make any difference. As soon as they kick that ball off, there's a lot of young men, a lot of coaches, a lot of fans involved in this game, and somebody's going to make the big plays and win a ball game.
Yeah, the conditions, some cold hands, get a little dew on the grass tonight. That ball could go loose at any time. It could be turnovers again.
Well, it could be, but on the other hand, you've been here for 5 minutes and you haven't fumbled once.
I haven't fumbled once, that's true.
We're going to let you take that ball home with you this week and keep working on it.
I feel like I'm in Mile High Stadium and I can't let go of it. My hands are frozen in that position.
Well, let's get at it. Looks like the Panthers over here are going to be running right at us in a second, so we better get busy. Huh?
Let's get up there and bring them a ball game.
Let's do it.
All right. Well, as you can see, it's homecoming here. We're back. We're about ready to go. The Panthers are about ready to take the field. They're getting the band all lined up there, and they're going to make their big entrance. And Alleman's on the other side there. Their cheerleaders are all lined up, and they're coming out now. Here comes Alleman.
Well, nice crowd across the field over there, Brian. I'll tell you what, those stands are pretty well full.
Right.
So
really supporting the Pioneers well, aren't they?
Well, you know, the success they had last year, and then coming into this year and being 3-1 right now with a big win over Rock Island, that's going to bring the fans out. So big crowd over there. Of course, like you said, it's homecoming on the UT side, so it's about time for the Panthers to head that way too. So we'll see.
Yeah, Alleman always does support. Well, we got to know lots of the Alleman fans last year and had a good time with them, you know, at some of the away games too. And Panthers, I guess they're waiting for.
Yeah, we're going to do starting lineups. All right. Well, we're going to go with Alleman's offense, huh?
Okay. The quarterback for Alleman, number 9, Tom DeJulio.
And for UT is a defensive back, number 11, Brian Miller. I like this tradition. I like this.
And a running back for the Pioneers, number 22, Dave Taylor.
Damon Swanner, number 25 for UT. He'll start at defensive secondary.
Another running back for the Pioneers, number 23, Corey Krieger.
Sean Taylor, number 35 for UT. He'll be in the defensive secondary. One of 2 players going both ways tonight for UT.
At tackle, number 50, Andy Koski for the Pioneers.
Matt Harris, number 31, will open at linebacker for the Panthers tonight.
At guard for the Pioneers, number 53, Ross Martin.
Number 40 at linebacker for UT, Mike Hancock.
At center for the Pioneers, number 60, Brian Grau.
Number 34, Ryan Lemon will open at monster for the Panthers.
And at guard, number 67, Mark Brandenburg.
Chris Underwood will move from linebacker to defensive end, number 41.
Tackle for the Pioneers, number 78, Mike DeBoard.
Brian Moons, number 51, will open up for UT as a defensive tackle.
For the Pioneers, number 85, Jeff Lawrence.
At end, Jeff Lawrence, number 85 for the Pioneers.
Number 70, Robert Christensen.
For UT, number 70 at nose guard, Robert Christensen.
Receiver for Alleman, number 87.
Number 87 at wide receiver, Brian Keller for the Pioneers.
Number 76, Kevin Ward.
76, Kevin Ward, the other UT player, going to go both ways. Kevin's a defensive tackle.
The tight end for the Pioneers, number 90, Chris Edwards.
Number 84, Dan
The defensive end for UT, number 84, Dan Santry.
And for the Panthers, Jim.
Coach for the Pioneers, Dana Just.
And the head coach for UT is Jim Smith.
Really like the way they introduced him there,
That was
Coach.
good.
That's class. That's nice.
Well, I'll tell you what, anything to add a little excitement, get your team pumped up. I really like the idea now. They're coming on as a unit. The starters have been introduced. Now at the very last minute, you're getting everybody fired up. I think that's something that will maybe spark UT here early in the ball game.
Well, we're about ready to go. The band will start to move off the field here in a little bit, and we're going to have a football game here, Coach.
Well, that's for sure. What's the weather forecast here for tonight?
I think it's supposed to get down to about 28 by morning. We're going to have a hard frost,
We're not going to be here that long.
but it's
are we?
going to be clear.
Clear.
The wind's not blowing.
Not much wind.
It's really
Flags are still.
It's a good night for football.
Perfect
There's
night
nothing
for
wrong with this football night.
No. Last time we had a night like this, if I remember right, we were watching Alleman play a playoff game last year with about very, very similar
Yeah, it was, wasn't it?
conditions. Yes.
Yeah.
So it's exciting time, no question about it. This UT and oh my gosh, we've got people staggering into the booth here now.
Yeah, they just come from
They
everywhere.
come from everywhere just to see us work.
us, I think.
There's a guy named Don DeLue here now.
Yeah. He's the only guy that didn't walk in on our pregame.
And the fans know us well.
Well, we listen to the newspaper guys, and they tell us what to say.
Nani, Katie, how you doing? Good to see you guys.
Let's take a break here until the ball's kicked off.
Well, for UT, Mike Gorman will do the kicking. Mike, the last couple weeks, has been kicking the ball a lot better. He's coming off knee surgery, a knee injury that limited his play all of last year, and so every week goes by, he's getting stronger and stronger.
Looks like we got Bill Healy back there to return for the Panthers.
Or the Pioneers.
Or the Pioneers. They both start with a P, Coach. It's tough. I'll get it here pretty soon.
Doug had Panthers one time.
And here we go.
Gorman's kick, short. Fielded by one of the up men. Oh, good return for, look out. Alleman back to the 41-yard line.
1st and 10, Alleman. Here we go.
Number 11, Brian Miller, was in on that tackle, and he, if I've been watching practice right, he's one of the safeties on that, one of the last guys to make the play. Well, Alleman ball, first down, their own 41-yard line.
Come up in the eye with a wing to the right. Got a little motion. Straight handoff to the fullback, straight ahead.
Nowhere to go.
He gets about 2 yards. Be 2nd down and 8 for the Pioneers.
Boy, Santry was there. Big hit on that play. Inside, Moons was there. Hancock was there.
We can just about predict the first plays for both these teams, can't we?
You're going to give that ball to that fullback, huh?
Yeah, that fullback going to see a lot of that ball for both these teams. Got motion again.
Option. Another big play.
Again, Krieger gets the ball, and he's stopped right at the line of scrimmage, maybe about a half a yard.
Big play that time, number 40 on the defense, Mike Hancock.
That'll bring up 3rd down and 7 at least.
Well, already UT looks like defensively are
like they
really
came to play,
ready to
didn't
play.
they?
Right.
Yeah. They're keying off of the right things evidently here, so we'll see if Alleman puts a little twist in here on the 3rd down.
Now, most good ball games and most good teams like this will come out and they'll take something away from you. And right now UT looks like they're going to take away that inside run.
Quarterback keeping the ball, running option. It's UT spreads it out well.
UT runs him out of bounds.
No gain on the play, and we're looking at 4th down and 7 for the Pioneers on the opening drive. And
Brian Lemon that time ran to that ball real well. Brian Miller on the way to the ball, and again that name Mike Hancock was right at the boundary on that play.
Julio was running the option there, but he was looking at 4 Panthers all spread out there all the way across.
Well, Santry strung that play out real well from his defensive end position. So UT now is dropping deep is Ron Drew. Looks like the Panthers are going to try to hold him up. Sean Taylor is back there also for Julio's punt near the boundary. And the ball goes out of bounds right at the 31-yard line.
And thank God it did. You know?
Well, it started
you'd have never seen it, would you?
Well, this post is in the way, and I caught part of that punt.
Yeah.
But when I look, then you can't see. So,
well,
here we go.
Now the Panthers' turn, first possession.
Well, coming out of the huddle now, you'll have Brian Moons at center. You'll have Kevin Ward and Joe Slick at the tackles, Keller Taranis at the guards, and Brian Moons is the center. Albert Dula quarterback. Straight dive play. Nice run up inside that time by number 20, Jeff Spencer.
Very good ball handling on that play. I thought the other back had the ball, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that's part of the deal, huh?
Yeah.
Well, UT, let's see what we're going to do formation-wise. Split in Drew to the short side of the field here into the boundary, wishbone backfield. Dula quarterback. Hand off back the other way now. Sean Taylor on the carry. It looks like he's got enough for the first down as he's tackled near the 43-yard line.
Number 53, Ross Martin, in on that tackle, the key tackler there.
Well, UT talked to Coach Smith before the ball game. He said he was going to run right at him, and I kind of assumed that was going to be with Brooks, but so far you've seen Spencer and Taylor with the ball, so we'll see. Going to 2 wideouts this time. Wideout is 89, Steve Lopez, the far side of the field. Drew to this side. Dual handoff this time. The ball is inside. Ben Brooks. Not much of a gain that time.
No. The center of the defense there, led by Matt Prine, number 77, really plugged that up, and it looks like Alleman was the same as the Panthers, is trying to take away that fullback run. They were keyed real well off.
One of the keys to look at is see how Moons from UT does against the new nose guard, Brandenburg, starting in place of Chris Powells, who was hurt and will miss a couple ball games here. Hand back this time to Spencer. Not much yardage that time either.
Corey Krager on that tackle.
Ball's out to the 45-yard line, just outside the 45-yard line, sets up a 3rd and about 7. Well, it's kind of, you come out and run some things at people, and if you rip off a couple nice gains, kind of the good defensive teams will take that away. UT's come back in this down now and have run 2 plays and picked up about 3 yards. Last series they'd had 8 yards by this time, so 2 receivers to the far side of the field. Duel on the sprint out. Taylor's wide open. Nice pass. Oh, he dropped the ball.
He got everything but the ball,
Coach. What a great throw by Albert Duel. UT ran a nice flood route to the far side of the field. Had Drew running deep. Taylor short. Ball right in his hands, and the ball is on the ground. So UT will be forced to punt in their first possession.
Sean run a nice route there, and it was a nice pass. I think he just took his eyes off of it to see where he was at there just at the end.
Well, that's looking good. We got Mike Gorman back to punt. Well, we're going to have a little timeout here now.
It's like we got a problem with the special teams.
Jack Ortiz was trying to signal a timeout as one of the wideouts, and UT will have to use a timeout to
Drew
get
wasn't in.
That 11th man on the field. Well, you talk a lot about some of these teams, that 12th man tradition, that that 12th man will bring you through. A 12th man will get it done for you. But you ought to have 11. They're looking for the 11th guy, and that's not nearly as good, impressive.
No.
UT uses their first timeout here with 8 minutes 27 seconds to go in the first quarter. 4th and 7 at their own 45-yard line.
Well, after the first exchange, we're standing right there at midfield. So it just depends how well the special teams do here as to the field position that'll be probably set up for a good part of this ball game if the defenses continue to play the same way here.
Well, one thing about it, too, you get a game like this, you hope the conditions are right. It is cool, but I will say this, those kids out there are not feeling the cold right now. Should be a big hitting ball game. Wind's not a factor. Field's in great shape. It's going to be something special. I can just kind of sense it. Right now, the defensive units are doing their job. Now, somebody's offense is going to have to crank it up. Gorman to punt. Alleman looks like they're going to hold him up and set up a return here. Gorman's kick is a good kick.
Excellent kick.
At the 25-yard line. Healy with the ball. Jack Ortiz on the tackle. Penalty flag coming in
penalty,
from
late
out of
penalty
nowhere. Matt
flag.
Harris, number 31, was there also. Looks like we've had a penalty, a first penalty of the ball game.
Have to see what that was. That was pretty much after the play that flag flew out.
I think we're going to get a penalty against Alleman, and I'm going to project that it's going to be like a block in the back
Pushing,
or push in the
like
back.
push.
Yeah.
That's
It's going to be Alleman's ball. It was after they got possession of the ball, but we're going to see what happens. They're going to walk it off against the Pioneers back inside the 20. And Alleman have the ball first down on their own 17-yard line, taking over their second possession, and then without a first down yet.
And without very good field position to start their second drive. That penalty makes a big difference to start it out.
All right, first chance we get, let's catch that offensive line for Alleman, get those kids introduced here. I formation. Oh, Robert Christensen, UT, number 70.
Come through there untouched.
Oh, my.
At offensive line, we got DeBoard, Brandenburg, Grau, Martin, Koski, Keller, and Edwards. And Jeff Lawrence in there in the offense for the Pioneers.
Well, that time Christensen got loose, so for UT on the
I don't think he got touched.
Ooh, boy. UT on the defense, you got Underwood again and Santry defensive end. Ward and Moons at the tackles. Christensen is playing nose guard. Right now, Brian Inman's in the ball game playing defensive tackle on this side. Probably giving Moons a little bit of a break here. Inside handoff again and nowhere.
My.
There are a lot more orange shirts there right now than there are white shirts.
Well, for the games we've covered so far, that's the best gang tackling and chasing to the ball that we've seen out of the Panthers, isn't it, Jim?
You know, you try to pick who makes a tackle on that one, you could just name off everybody there. You know, Underwood was there, Christensen was there, Harris was in on that. Third and long now. Ball's at the 15-yard line. 7 minutes to go in the first quarter. Third and 11.
Some kind of misdirection out of Alleman here to take advantage of that attacking.
Well, got a little curl route out here. Good coverage out here. Damon Swanner, number 25. Knocked that away. The intended receiver was Dan Gradell. Fourth down. 2 series now for Alleman. 3 plays and a punt.
Actually, they've lost position on each series.
No question about that.
So
we got
punt's key for them.
Taylor now back deep along with Drew, and they're standing on about the 47, 48-yard line.
Well, we got an offsides. I believe the Panther jumped there. Christensen might have been the man that jumped early.
We'll see what the officials have to say. If it is Robert, Robert's blocked a couple punts already this year, and looked like he was on his way that time too, but we're going to see what happens here.
I think we'll get 5 yards marched off against the Panthers, and the Pioneers will punt it again or take another shot at it.
Well, you know, that's not a bad play right there. You know, they're gonna punt no matter what. It will change maybe the field position a little bit, but UT again with only a 5-man front here. Looks like they're going to set up some type of return. Try to get Christensen moving back in there, see if he can get something to happen. Nice punt by Dulio. Drew gives chase but falls down. Nice roll for the Pioneers down to the 35-yard line.
Excellent punt that time by the Pioneers. Got themselves out of the hole pretty good. The Panthers do get the ball in pretty good field position. So we'll see what happens the second time for the Panthers.
Yeah. That was an excellent punt that time. What did we get, about 45 yards on that punt? 45 yards on that punt. First down for UT. Wishbone with Drew split to the near side of the field. Oh, off the ball quick. Spencer on the carry, tried to get off tackle, nowhere to run. Second down coming up.
Ross Martin, number 53 on that tackle for the Pioneers.
Well, UT was off the ball quick that time. That's probably in the games that we've covered UT so far, that's the best that we've seen them get off that football.
Yeah, Martin did an excellent job of getting over there. It looked like that was going to go for a few yards when it first come out, and he reacted real well.
I think the nose guard, Brandenburg, that time got off the ball real well, too, because he was sliding to that. I formation now. The Panthers pro set. 2 receivers to this side, tight end to this side. Option, short side of the field. Nice run. There goes Spencer.
First and
down.
10 Panthers. Clear up to the 50-yard line. Little option there. The Panthers kind of spread them out that time.
Well, Spencer coming into this ball game had carried the ball 41 times, had 176 yards. Brooks is the leading ball carrier back there with 62 carries for 358 yards. Taylor's had 34 carries for 220, so pretty balanced attack there for those guys. So we'll see. Back to the pro set again. Last time the option to the split inside. Fullback inside. Nice hard run up inside by Ben Brooks.
Not much. DeBoard and Martin, tacklers on that play. It'll be second down and about 8.
UT's running plays in right now with Ben Fagerland, number 83, and Steve Lopez, number 89. They're tight ends and gives UT some pretty good block at that position. A little change in formation now. Going to go pro set. Trying to get Drew to the right side of the formation, I formation. Spencer the I back behind Brooks. Dump pass over the middle, nice pass, 83. Ben Fagerland on the
first
catch.
Down for the Panthers.
Inside fake that time to Brooks.
Bill Healy with the tackle, number 33 on that play.
Albert Duell completed a pass there. Last week he completed 2 out of 3 passes for 32 yards.
He did show last week that if the conditions and the play is executed right, he can throw the ball.
Got a good chance. That's exactly right. Well, UT is on the move. The ball is now at the Alleman 36-yard line, 1st and 10. Pro set again to this side. Ball's on the ground. Duell looking to go deep. Looking to go. Taylor's open. Sean Taylor. Touchdown UT. A little fade route that time from Albert Duell to Sean Taylor. 36-yard touchdown pass. And UT breaks on top 6-0. Pro set again to this side. Ball's on the ground. Duell looking to go deep. Looking to go. Taylor's open. Sean Taylor. Touchdown UT. A little fade route that time from Albert Duell to Sean Taylor. 36-yard touchdown pass. And UT breaks on top 6-0.
Well, Duell really put that ball up in the air and let Taylor run under it. He's done a nice job there.
Well, it's all a timing pattern. You just stand up and let that ball fly. Taylor makes a good outcut, runs the fade, catches the ball about the 5-yard line. Kind of made up for the one he dropped early. If you're going to drop one of the two, this is the one to catch. That's exactly right. 4 minutes, 24 seconds to go in the first quarter. UT breaks on top.
6-0 Panthers. They go for the extra point.
Adam Haney is going to hold, and
Mike Gorman will
kick. Good snap, good hold. The kick is up.
And it's
good. The kick is good.
7-0 Panthers early.
Well, you talked about that field position thing, and I'll tell you what, UT took possession that time, even though it was about the 35 or 6 yard line after the good punt. UT was progressively moving the ball towards Alleman's goal line. Some big plays in that drive.
Well, you had to be impressed with the way UT mixed up their play calling on that drive. That time you had a couple passes, you had the pro set there. They showed some different things and kind of moved the Alleman defense around a little bit.
Well, they did. They came out and ran option into the short side of the field. They threw the ball to the tight end on the dump and came right back with the fade route to Sean Taylor. That drive for UT took 2 minutes, 27 seconds. They moved the ball 65 yards in 6 plays, and the final 36 yards was a touchdown pass from Albert Duell to Sean Taylor. And UT leads after Gorman's extra point kick 7-0.
And you know, a big thing for the Panthers off of that drive has got to be the confidence that Albert Duell's got to be picking up. He did well with the pitch in there tonight, and he completed what, 2 out of 3 passes now?
Yep, did an excellent job. Well, there's the kickoff. Alleman's going to get pretty good position, takes it right back up the middle. Number 90 carrying the ball that time. That's Chris Edwards. Chris, of 6'1", 195-pound tight end, so I mean, he knew what he was doing with that thing.
Tackled him. They made like 2 rams head on.
Nothing real shifty about that.
No,
I'm going to bring it to you, and you've got to tackle me. Well, so far, Alleman's without a first down, and now they trail 7-0. 1st and 10, the ball's on the 39-yard line.
The Pioneers up to the ball. Try to draw the Panthers offside. They go on 2.
Oh, Christensen there, Robert
Christensen having a big night so far. He meets Dave Taylor right behind the line of scrimmage for about a yard loss.
Ryan, that score by UT there with 4 minutes to go or so in that quarter was the first score given up by Alleman in the first quarter of this season.
Is that right?
So that says a lot for what UT is capable of doing. Man, Christensen is just
dominating right now.
He is.
At the line of scrimmage.
Well, you just watch. We got a perfect angle from where we're at. We're not quite at the same angle the camera is, but we're looking right down that line of scrimmage. Those orange shirts are playing this game on Alleman's side. Oh, DiIulio on a nice
Quarterback
run.
keeper that time. And again, Christensen had his foot in the backfield there, and he pulled away from it and did end up with about a 3-yard gain there.
Well, Ryan Lemon was there that time. Sean Taylor was there that time, along with Dan Santry for UT. Christensen's got a helmet problem there, and the officials take time out. Want to make sure the Panther fans to get that thing fixed real quick. But it sets up a third down, 3rd and about 6. Ball's on the Alleman 43-yard line. And Christensen ready to go.
Here come the Pioneers up to the ball.
Now, running 2 wide receivers to this side and an I formation. And let's see what happens on this big third down and 6 play. Quarterback draw.
Keeper again.
Oh, look at DiIulio go. DiIulio might go. Another nice cut. DiIulio at the 20, 15, 10, tackled at the 5-yard line.
Big play for the Alleman Pioneers as DiIulio makes a great cut at the center of the field there and caught everybody going the wrong way and then outrun everybody clear down to the 7-yard line.
Well, Brian Miller, number 11 that time, saved the touchdown for UT. But Brian, for our fans that are watching last week's game, that's that same inside quarterback draw trap that Moline and Molina run so well there, and they've hurt UT with it, and their scouts must have come back and said, hey, why don't we run it? If it works against them for Moline, why not do it now? And that's exactly the play.
The Pioneers executed fine. Wow. They're right down there.
6-yard
opportunity
line
to tie this ball game up.
Pass. Receiver's wide open in the corner of the end. One hand and incomplete.
That play was well executed. DiIulio laid it right out there where nobody else was going to catch that ball. And
well, one thing about that, Brian,
the receiver got one hand on it.
Again, you know, you do that as an element of surprise, but sometimes you do that just because you're getting whipped up front a little bit, you know, and you don't know whether you're going to be able to pound it in on 4 straight running plays. But so, you know, the way UT's defense, 6 yards, it's going to be hard to come by. Running
it's a little surprising to see a pass on the first down there, wasn't it?
Well, it's a good play, of course, you know, especially if you catch it. If you don't, it sets up an interesting situation. They got a wide out
Jeff
out there.
Lawrence that almost caught that ball out there, tried to one-hand it, and he's a little shook up after that play, and they're down there walking him off the field. He seems to be all right. I think he just...
That was a great effort. He got stretched out pretty far there, and he might have just landed on his arm or something, because he almost had that ball.
Yeah, I thought he was going to bring it in. He had it one hand there.
Got over real near the track over there, too. All our stadiums, of course, put a track around them. They're pretty close, especially in the corner of the end zone. Now the ball's on the near hash, I formation.
Spreading it out a little bit, gives it to
Krieger's
Krieger
got
right
the ball
the
inside the 5 to about the 3-yard line, looks like, Bryant.
Excellent running by Corey Krieger that time. Gets him right down there, knocking on the door.
Lemon there, Taylor there for UT. Santry is there.
Looks like 3rd down and about 2.
Ball's very close. That's 2-yard line. Looks like a great call.
We're looking at 2 plays here, so the Panthers are really going to have to bolster up if they're going to stop them. And
well, it looks like UT is going to hang in there with their 50 defense. Not going to jump into a goal line defense, but they're tightening everybody up. Both linebackers, Harris and Hancock, are real tight.
Again.
Krieger with the ball. Touchdown standing up.
All right. Alleman comes right back. Of course, the big play was DiIulio's quarterback draw, which put him down there to the 6-yard line, and then Krieger takes it in.
Well, that time Krieger got in the end zone, and I don't think anybody knew he had the ball. He was just standing there in the end zone, and
he just kind of stood there a moment,
and especially the way UT's been flying to that football, and UT didn't have anybody there. Well, now the extra point play. Are we Alleman going to go for 2, or are they going to kick? And they're going to go for 2. With 2 minutes to go in the first quarter, Alleman tries to take the lead. Motion penalty. Got a sweep. He's going to get to the 1. He's going to get in, but it's not going to make any difference.
That play's going to come back because we have a motion out here against the Pioneers.
Wingback moved a little bit early. It's going to cost him 5 yards. And they'll go again, this time from the 8. Well, I tell you, take a little look at their kicking game now. The 8-yard line makes it a little more difficult. We might see Alleman go for the kick now because of the fact it's back far enough, but it doesn't look like I don't see a T coming on the field.
I don't see anybody that looks like a kicker.
Nobody's loosened up their leg, are they?
No, nobody's stretching out there.
Well, we'll see what play is called. Dana Just and his staff on the far side over there. 2 receivers here.
Might see that quarterback draw again.
Well, bootleg pass. Delio, he's got to throw it to somebody. No sense getting sacked. He does. Throws it to a lineman.
Well, the one thing about it, he gets a completed pass out of it, doesn't he? We got a 7-6 ball game here with 2 minutes to go in the first quarter.
Well, Ross Martin there must have been the intended receiver. He was out there blocking for Delio, but Tom did a good job. Obviously, it doesn't do any good to get a sack in that situation.
I think Tom was supposed to run that ball. I think he was expecting to run that ball.
Well, it looked like that was his plan from the get-go, although there were 2 receivers out there, but both covered. So,
well, we got ourselves a ball game. That drive took 2 minutes and 24 seconds, covered 56 yards. 6 plays, 51-yard run was the key play by DeJulio on that quarterback draw, and then a 2-yard touchdown by Krager.
Yep.
And the Pioneers are right back in here tying it up. Well, 1 point behind. They missed the conversion, but we got ourselves a ball game, Coach.
Well, I'll tell you what, the way UT was fired up, that momentum thing, it kind of jumps back and forth across the field. Now it's kind of after that touchdown, it's kind of on Alleman's side. UT holds, though, on the extra point. Now it slides back over towards this side, and, of course, UT gets the ball, and we'll see what happens with this kickoff. DeJulio kickoff. It's a squib kick. Picked up back there. Oh, my.
A nice tackle by Drew. He tackled Sean there in the backfield. He tripped him. Cut right in front of him to try to get a block there.
Sean Taylor picks that ball up. Gets the ball up about the 30-yard line. Drew, you can't fault the hustle. He wants to get out and block somebody. It'd have been awful easy to just jog along behind and get nothing done, but in his ambition to do good, he tripped up Taylor. So UT with the football. Split into the far side, wishbone, hand back, dive, Spencer. Not much room.
Big hit there.
Wow. He came across that 30, but he got stopped in a big hurry that time.
Ross Martin and Prine both right there, met him right there. He gained about 2 yards, but he really got hit.
Well, you expected some big hits in this ball game, and that's what we're seeing right now. Again, both offenses started to move with the last possession. We'll see what happens here. Back to that I formation, now going with the strong and automatic call. Going to be checked with me. Drew wide out this sweep this way. Spencer with the ball. Alleman ran the ball nice that time. That time, Brian, what UT
Krager and Taylor with the tackle that time, but UT picked up about 4 yards on that. It's going to leave them 3rd down and about 3.5.
UT is not going to huddle right now. 46 seconds to go here. Trying to figure what this delay is. I thought for a second UT was going to come out with a no huddle. What they're doing in that is it's a check with me system where the quarterback will come to the line and they know they're going to run a sweep in that particular case, but they're going to run a sweep either the right or to the left depending on what the defensive look gets. So Duell comes up, looks one way, looks the other, and makes the call at the line of scrimmage. This time 2 wideouts to the far side of the field. Brooks in a third and about 4 and is not going to get it. I don't think Brooks got back to the line of scrimmage.
No, I think he lost some yardage on that time. Stopped him right away. Again, you can tell that they're keying on Brooks. He's not even getting a step, and there's a man that's tackling him every play.
Well, didn't get anything. Matter of fact, lost a yard. Sets up a 4th down and 4. The ball at the 35-yard line. Gorman back to punt for UT. 3 and out that time for Alleman. High snap. Nearly blocked. Oh, picked up front. 31 with the ball. Nice tackle,
great tackle by Harris there for the Panthers.
Paul Barnes is the Alleman young man who picked up that, and that was a great play there. He had 2.
Yeah, he caught that ball and did run.
31 and 31 both did a good job. But field position is starting to change a little bit as the first quarter ends. Alleman will take possession, the ball at their own 43-yard line. UT leads 7-6, and we'll be back in just a minute.
The new south surrounds the auditorium. 3 movable benches for the ball
Well, Brian, we're back here. Start the second quarter at Soul Bowl, UT's homecoming game. Alleman Pioneers with a record of 3-1, 1-0 in the conference. UT with a record of 2-2, 0-1 in the conference. Begin the second quarter. A little better line surge that time, Bryant. A little better line surge for Alleman.
Zach Krieger picked up about 2 yards on that. Be 2nd down and 8 for the Pioneers. Pioneers got a lot better field position starting off this time.
UT's got Inman in now again as a defensive tackle spot. Everybody else is the same in their secondary and the front, the 2 linebackers. Again, trying to use the fullback inside. Well, that sets up a 3rd down at about 4. 3rd and 4.
Like a little trap that time. The guard turned and doubled on the nose, helping out with Christensen. They're trying to take Christensen out of there because he's been such a factor so far.
Well, you're not going to handle Christensen one man blocking him right now. He's too fired up for this ball game. Christensen's there right
in
now.
There again.
Right now on a 3rd down at about 3, drops DiUlio for about a 5-yard loss.
Just the play before they doubled on him and handled him out of the play, and that time they forgot about him completely.
Well, you know, again, it looked like the UT had a slant type defense going that time towards the short side of the field, and that's a big burden to ask a center to do. And of course, Alleman's got their center as good as anybody in the league, I think. But you're not going to handle Christensen one man when he's slanting towards the play.
Yeah. It's a tough reach block.
4th down. 4th down. Alleman to punt again. Whistles blow. This play is dead.
I missed that one, Coach.
Well, I did too. It came from the referee, made the call, so he's got illegal procedure against Alleman. Not sure what that was, whether somebody moved or what. I can't be sure of that, but it's a situation.
I don't know, but you can bet the officials this week on all levels will be counting how many people's on the field. After what happened in that college game where they suspended the officials for having
too many guys on the field.
Was it too many officials on the field or too many players?
If you talk to the officials, there can never be too many officials on the field. Sometimes there can be too many players on the field. Well, decent punt this time. DiUlio fielded back here by Rod Drew. Drew down the sideline near the 50-yard line.
The Panthers get good field position right back.
UT will start now at midfield. 1st and 10.
Drew done an excellent job that time of fielding that ball and on the full run and picked up about 12-15 yards on that return.
Well, we saw that happen with Barnes a minute ago for Alleman, and Drew did exactly the same thing. Well, UT takes over at midfield, going out of the I formation. Spencer is the deep back, 2 wide receivers to the far side of the field. Lopez the tight end here, and boy, I'll tell you talk about getting there in a big hurry.
Ross Martin right in there on Brooks. Brooks can't get a step without somebody tackling him.
Yeah, we've got to take a look at Alleman's defense here for a second, because you got Ross Martin as a linebacker meeting Brooks about 2 yards, 3 yards deep in the backfield. So he's got to be reading some key and coming to that ball in a real big hurry, because usually your linebackers don't get there that fast.
Well, I just get the opinion there's somebody that's supposed to tackle Brooks every play.
I agree with that. 2 wide receivers to the far side of the field, I formation. Quarterback on the roll, Albert Duell. They give him good protection, out and up. Duell is hit right before he throws the ball. It's up for grabs and dropped. Brian Keller that time comes back to the ball real well for Alleman. Duell under heavy pressure let that ball go. UT had 2 receivers real deep.
Brian Keller might have had 6 points if he could have fielded that ball clean.
Well, I'll tell you what, and I'm not sure whether it was, we had Taylor on an out and up that time. Drew was deep down the field. UT didn't have any intermediate range receivers on that one. And that hurt, because now Duell's on the run, having to throw the guys 40 yards down the field.
And yeah, they had outrun Duell's arm by that time.
That's right. Well,
Brooks
especially when you got
4
somebody
carries and only 1 yard so far in this ball game, and Alleman doing an excellent job of containing Brooks.
UT pro set, 2 receivers to this side, option play. Oh, there goes Spencer. Oh, nice play by Alleman. just about the time Spencer had a chance to make that cut. Alleman was there. Whoo, Taylor on the tackle, I think, that time.
And the Panthers are looking at 4th down.
Well, I'll tell you, we've had lots of punting already. The punters are going to get worn out here.
Oh, there was a lot of room on the outside that time if he cuts out.
Well, it looked like he was open for a second, and all of a sudden Alleman got to that ball in a big hurry.
Kicking game's going to play a big part in this ball game.
Well, Gorman on another good kick. Dave Taylor deep. The ball lands and rolls inside the 20 and is down to about the 17-yard line.
The Pioneers take over.
We keep flipping these sheets back and forth from offense to defense.
Goodness, it's punt, punt, punt. You get the feeling one of these times there's going to be a mistake with all these punting in high school, you know.
Tough games like this, a kicking game plays a big part. Right now, the kicking game is pretty much an even Steven deal here. Well, Alleman back on the offense.
Here come the Pioneers up to the ball. I formation.
Running 2 tight ends this time. Oh, DeJulio on the keeper.
DeJulio tried to keep that ball and roll out again, but that defensive line led by Christensen's right in there again.
Well, that's about the 3rd time that Christensen's been involved in tackles for loss.
They're just going to have to do something about him because he's just all over that backfield.
Well, and that play is designed to do that. They fake the ball to Krieger inside. In theory, Christensen ought to be tackling him. But for some reason, he knows he doesn't have the ball. And then goes on out and makes a play outside. Same formation as last time. 2 tight ends. Wide receiver. They're going to give it to Krieger this time.
Right up the middle. Pushing and shoving. They're going to get a couple yards there.
For fans, take a quick look and when you watch these plays. You watch Albert Duell, of course, is doing a great job for UT, and DeJulio for Alleman. But when DeJulio gives the ball to Krieger inside, he's stopping and standing there and watching the play. And when Duell gives the ball to somebody inside, he carries his fakes out all the way to the sideline. And I'm going to tell you what, right now UT is just kind of taking a look. If DeJulio comes out of there in a hurry, he must still have the ball. And they're picking up on that. Spinner, little quick slant. UT's got it. Matt Harris
has got
at the 10-yard line. To the 5. He's at the 1-yard line. Matt Harris,
First
UT.
and 10 Panthers at the 1-yard line.
Oh, my. Matt Harris, a junior linebacker, stepped in front of DeJulio's pass and returned the ball to the 2-yard line.
Big break for the Panthers there.
Oh, and there's a break you make, too. That's a great drop by that linebacker. Matt Harris got right in the way and took that ball back to the 2-yard line. Oh, my. There's one of those big plays, Brian.
Yeah, Alleman didn't have very good field position there anyway. And
well, here come the Panthers now. They're short a guy again. They're going to have to use another timeout. UT does not have a split in on the field and could not run that play or they'd been penalized. That's the 2nd timeout UT's had to use because they did not get everybody on the field.
Well, the quarterback's done an excellent job of picking that up both times and taking the timeout, and I think it was a smart.
Well, once was on a punt situation, and the outside guy, Jack Ortiz, picked up the fact that they were short a guy, and it didn't cost his team a penalty, used a timeout. That time Albert Duell did the same thing, called a timeout, and for the Panther fans at least, 2 good things. Hopefully one good thing happened. They didn't end up getting a penalty because no matter what they had done there, they couldn't have enough guys on the line of scrimmage. So that's one. But hopefully UT's not going to use those or need those 2 timeouts late in this first half and wish they had them. That's
well, they're down there where they don't want to make a mistake and give up some yardage for nothing.
That's exactly right.
Albert Duell for his 2nd start, I think, is showing a lot of poise and looking pretty good.
Well, he's looking real good. Looking real good. The one pass that he threw that wasn't very good, he had 2 guys in his face, he let the ball go. Can't hardly blame him for that one. So now UT's going to come out again after that timeout. 1st and goal. UT going toe-to-toe inside wishbone formation. Duell on a quarterback sneak. Albert Duell, touchdown. UT. Panthers. Well, UT came out that time, went to no line splits at all. Albert Duell, and with wedge blocking, comes in from the 2-yard line when with 6 minutes, 31 seconds to go in the 2nd quarter. UT now leads 13-6.
So Mike Gorman's out there to attempt his 2nd point after, as the Panthers will go for one-pointer here.
Adam Haney will be the holder, and Brian Moons will be the snapper. Snap is high. Gorman with the ball. Going to try to make something happen, and it's no good. It's a high snap, got it over Haney's head. Gorman made the best of it, but that could be a big play too, because that leaves that score at 13-6.
Tackled by Bill Haley.
Well, we'll take a quick break here, and we'll be back with the kickoff in just a minute.
Robert Christensen's going to kick off this time.
Now, Gorman, he might have got hurt a little bit when he got tackled. Oh, line drive kick. Alleman on the return. Ball back to about the
big hit. Woo! The 31-yard line by number 41, Chris Underwood.
Ortiz was in on that tackle too. That big play there. Well, that extended Panther drive there, Brian, took 8 seconds. One play to a 1-yard, 2-yard run by Albert Duell. Well, we'll see if Alleman can answer back now. First down, ball on their own 31-yard line.
Just got a feeling this game's going to be this way the whole ball game. It's going to be a tight ball game.
Well, Dave Taylor, look at the Panthers run to the ball this time. Still didn't get him down, but they certainly had him stopped. Dave Taylor on the carry that time.
I think 9 or 10 men hit him. The whistle blew, and he was still standing.
Well, we've seen David Taylor play enough football to realize that it ain't over till it's over with him, that's for sure.
But they had forced him back quite a way, so it was a good call by the refs.
Well, and
not getting hurt.
I think maybe better than I've seen them in the last couple, 2 or 3 years even. They're running the football tonight.
They really are,
and,
yes.
And
gang tackle.
That's for sure. Well, Alleman's getting off the ball quick. Speed option. DeJulio with the ball. I'll tell you right now, there are not many plays that Alleman can run that are going to work, because the orange shirts are winning the battle up front. And I'll tell you, in the 2 years we've been doing this, almost 2 years now, we haven't been able to say that very often about Alleman's offensive line.
Big third down play again for both teams here. You think Alleman will put it up in the air again in a situation like this?
Well, last time they ran that quarterback draw, quarterback trap inside. We haven't seen any counter type things yet. Motion. Off tackle handoff, Dave Taylor. Good hard run, but not enough. Got the ball out to about the 39-yard line.
Boy, Taylor, for his size, really runs hard, doesn't he? He does a nice job.
Well, he's almost the perfect eye back. He's small, it's hard to find for your defensive people.
Very quick, makes good decisions.
Gets turned towards that goal line in a big hurry. But for the Alleman fans, bad news is it's 4th down and 3. Ball on their own 39-yard line, and they'll be forced to punt the ball away to UT again.
Along 2 yards to go. From the 39 of the Pioneers.
Now, in the past, this is maybe a point in time where Alleman might want to run a fake of some kind, but
yeah, you're only looking at 3 yards here.
Right.
And
but not this time. DeJulio to punt. Short kick coming towards the sideline here, and out of bounds.
Out of bounds.
At about just short of the 40-yard line. So UT will take over. We'll call it the 39-yard line. 1st and 10.
So the Panthers will have another shot at it. Now, this is a big drive for Panthers at this point of the ball game, because if they was to move that ball again, they could put Alleman in a tough way by halftime here.
Well, they got David Freeman in at right tackle here now, making a couple changes in that offensive line. Spencer out of the I formation drives that ball up inside for about a 2-yard gain, 2 or 3-yard gain. We're inside of 4 minutes in the second quarter, 3 minutes 48 seconds to go. UT leading 13-6.
I'm sure UT would like to take a little time off the clock as they're moving the ball this time.
Well, there's just, UT has 1 timeout left and plenty of time to get there. 3 minutes and 30. 2 wide receivers split in left and right. Wishbone. Power play. Taylor, nice spin move, gets all the way out to the 45-yard line before he falls down. Turned about a 2-yard loss into about a 5-yard gain.
Sean turns right around that time. He takes that ball quite a ways.
Yes. Well, the good backs can do that. They get themselves turned up that field. Big third down play now for UT. 3 minutes and 5 seconds to go in the half. Trouble getting the split in the right side of the formation. Once they do, they're set to go. Wishbone, wide receiver to the far side. Second man through. Spencer stops short of the first down, out about the 47-yard line, near the 48, but it sets up a fourth down with 2 minutes and 40 seconds to go, and it looks like UT will be forced to punt. Now the Panther fans here wanting Coach Smith to go for it.
I don't think so, Coach.
And Coach Smith has got that headphones on and doesn't hear that.
Keep that field position.
Punt that ball.
It's just execute if you're a Panther fan, and Alleman will be coming hard here. Got Taylor back, who runs really hard to return this punt. That was almost blocked.
Foreman, a nice kick. Ball rolls.
Gets a UT roll. It's going to go right out of bounds over there on the far side, about the 25-yard line.
Oh, more like the 15-yard line, Bryant.
Oh, yeah, broke clear down. So, again, the Panthers are holding the Pioneers in poor field position when they start off with the ball.
Well, Alleman's got a long way to go, 2 minutes, 6 seconds. It'll be interesting to see where they try to go crazy maybe and do something in the passing game, or let's get to halftime and make some adjustments. And,
I don't think you want to make a big mistake right here and get behind any further.
I don't think you do either. That last pass ended up going right to Matt Harris, so I'm not sure you want to do that. Spreading the Panthers out a little bit. I formation pro set. They're going to throw the ball. Overall, a little out and up, but the little poor communication there between the quarterback and the receiver.
Yeah, I think he was supposed to turn toward the outside on that. A little down
you look at that, and it depends on whether you're the quarterback coach or whether you're the receiver coach. But somewhere between DiUlio and Jeff Lawrence, they were not on the same page. No. That's for sure.
Plus, DiUlio, I don't know what happened there, if he didn't get his feet set or what, but that ball kind of went up in the air on him.
Well, again, for UT, throwing the ball pretty well, the one touchdown pass, but both teams coming into this ball game, neither team was, threw the ball very much. I don't think either team wants to get into a game where they have to throw the ball 15, 20 times.
Whoops.
Go on that second count.
They went on two, evidently, and pulled Christensen off at the center of the spot there.
Well, being around centers throughout your life, you understand, too, that it's hard to imagine somebody's going to, right over that ball is going to jump off sides when you're looking right at the football. But I tell you, as quick as Christensen is, he's coming.
And if he's staring at that ball.
That's right.
I knew a center used to squeeze the ball a little bit once in a while and could get a guy off.
You're kidding me.
Yeah.
They could do that?
They can just squeeze them fingers a little bit, and a quick guy like Christensen's gone.
The referees wouldn't catch that?
Not if it's slick enough.
Oh, quick count this time.
Corey Krager.
Krager on a hard run out near the first down.
And again, we're looking at 7 Panthers or so in on every tackle. It's pretty hard to tell. The last man getting up there is...
Well, that looks like Moons maybe coming out of the bottom of that pile, number 51. But
everybody was in on the tackle.
You could have called several of those players.
Yes. Excellent gang tackling. Again, a big third down player. The Panthers are going to get the ball back here.
Yeah, and it's third and looks like about 2. Third and 2. 1 minute, 29 seconds to go in the half. UT leads 13-6. Alleman needs a first down now, real bad. Tailback with the ball. And looks like he's got the first down.
I believe he made it.
Healy that time, number 33.
First and 10 Pioneers, and the Pioneers hang on here.
Well, the ball's now out to about the 27-yard line.
How much time, Coach?
Well, there's 1 minute and 16 seconds and counting.
Well, they're going to have to get bigger plays than 1 to 5 yarders.
Well, I tell you, I don't think that's a concern now. Coach Just is saying, hey, if he get a big run here, pop one through or something. DiUlio makes a break. Nice tackle by UT at about the 30-yard line. Ryan Lemon, number 34, 5'10", 175-pound junior, ran to the ball real well. He's the monster back for UT. Down to 42 seconds to go. Second down and about 8.
Santry had a shot at him in the backfield that time for UT.
I'll tell you.
DiUlio was able to elude him there.
Well, Lemon that time saved a long gainer because he was the last UT guy with a good angle on DiUlio that time. This could well be the last play of the first half unless it's a pass play. Quarterback draw, nowhere to run. UT stacks it up.
You don't think they were looking for that one that time, do you?
76, Kevin Ward was there. Moons was there. 41, 41 is Chris Underwood was there. And we're down to 2 seconds to go. And Brian, right now we're at halftime here at Soul Bowl with the score UT 13, Alleman 6. Homecoming weekend at United Township High School.
I think the big difference in the first half so far has been definitely the defense of the Panthers with the gang tackling and just their very aggressive play. Whether or not they can keep that up the whole game and what kind of adjustments Alleman makes at halftime is going to have a lot to say about this game.
Well, I agree. You know, maybe we'll take a break here and we'll come back. We'll talk a little bit about what we expect to see in the second half. So let's take a break, have a couple commercials.
DARE is a simple acronym for Drug Abuse Resistance Education. It's a drug prevention program that not only focuses on the negative aspects of drugs, but also on the positive side of life.
DARE helps teach young people how to resist peer pressure to take drugs and to resist the pressure to join gangs.
Community schools with their local police department offer the 17-week DARE program.
DARE to make a difference.
DARE is an acronym for Drug Abuse Resistance Education. It is a drug prevention program that not only focuses on the negative aspects of drugs, but the positive side of life.
DARE teaches young people how to resist peer pressure to take drugs and to resist the pressure to join gangs.
Community schools with their local police or sheriff's department offer a 17-week DARE program to teach kids to say no to drugs and gangs. DARE to make a difference.
Well, Jim, we're about ready to go here.
Well, we got some halftime stats. Why don't you give us the Alleman stats first, Brian?
All right, well, Alleman only had 3 first downs in the first half. The passing, they were 0 for 4 with 1 interception, which was a big play of the ball game that set up UT's score down there at the 2-yard line. Rushing, we had DeJulio was their leading rusher, the quarterback, 8 for 51 yards. Krager was 6 for 13 yards. Barry was 3 for 7 yards. Healy 1 for 2 yards. Taylor 4 for 6 yards for a total of 79 yards. Pioneers were penalized twice for 15 yards, and the time of possession was in their favor with 14-11. How about the Panthers?
UT had 5 first downs. Duell was 2 for 4 in the passing department, 46 yards. The big one was the pass to Sean Taylor for the touchdown. Rushing, Taylor had 44 yards rushing. Spencer 39. Brooks has been held to 1 yard. Duell has had 2 yards, which is 86 yards total. Penalties, 2 for 10 yards. Time of possession, 9 minutes and 49 seconds. So Alleman will have to kick off here. For the Panther fans, a little statistical information here that might be interested in. For the season, UT's defense has not given up a point in the third quarter. And for the Panther fans, they kind of hope that continues here. So UT gets the ball, and we're ready to rumble.
We'll see what kind of adjustments that both teams made at halftime.
Drew is deep for UT, back there with Taylor and Spencer.
DeJulio kicks.
Line drive kick. Drew lets that ball go through his legs. Ball back to about the 5. The ball was on the ground at about the 1 yard line. Ron Drew is swarmed under down there at about the 5 yard line. Oh my. What a way to start, huh?
Yes, Alleman really covered as special teams, did a nice job that time, and the Panthers are caught deep in their own end.
Well, okay, now UT says that's good, that's practice, let's bring it back, kick it again. Well, actually, now we're ready to start.
Can you say no take?
I think no takes would have been a good one on that one.
No take wouldn't have been bad.
Holy moly. What a way to start. Well, I guess that ball's out around the, 6 yard line? Looks like more than that, the 10 yard line. 1st and 10. Brooks inside on the carry out of the I formation. Handoff from Albert Duell. Again, Brooks is finding nowhere to run tonight.
Definitely that the Pioneers are keying off of Brooks.
Well, one thing you look at too, I took note of the statistics you gave us too. Healy and Taylor, tailbacks, both their tailbacks for Alleman, had a combined total of not very much in that first half, and that, I think UT is kind of taking those guys out of the ball game too. Krieger's had some, but the tailbacks haven't got any. Wishbone, Drew split to the far side of the field. Duel on the keeper, quarterback keeper. Albert Duel turns the corner, gets to the 10-yard line, and no farther.
Albert Duel on the keeper to the 10-yard line.
That time UT went with the inside fake and quarterback keeper
Corey
outside.
Krieger with the tackle that time for the Pioneers.
Well,
Be 3rd and 9.
3rd and 9. I'll tell you what, the whole field position game could change dramatically unless UT could pop a couple first downs here.
Well, the first half the Pioneers were in their own end most of the game, and this time the Panthers are starting off deep in their own end.
Well, Steve Lopez, number 89, comes in the game, brings a play in from Coach Smith, and being called down from Coach Tracy in the press box. Option play, pitch to Spencer. Breaks one tackle, but can't get back. I don't think he got past the 10-yard line. And the Panthers are forced to punt in their first possession somewhere around their own 10-yard line.
Alleman, outstanding job on defense this first series, and they're back. Taylor's back, and Healy's back to receive this punt.
Well, they're not back too far either. They're at the 40 and 45-yard line.
They're going to get excellent field position here.
Moons to snap, Gorman to kick. Stands in his own end zone, kicks the ball from about the 2-yard line, low line drive kick. Taylor drops the ball and picks it up. Room to run if he turns the corner. Dave Taylor to the 20-yard line. Great field position right now for Alleman.
Excellent blocking that time for Alleman on this side over here, and he was able to get around that corner. Actually, Taylor dropped the ball and still had time to pick it up and make a good return out of it.
Well, he broke one tackle, and that's about all Dave needs. And at 150 pounds or whatever, well, 155. We list Dave Taylor at 155. Well, the Panthers now back on defense. Ball's at the 20-yard line.
1st and 10, Alleman.
Sweep. Oh, wide open on the outside.
Sweep to Healy. Looks to me.
Healy, the ball carrier, got inside the 15. They marked the ball.
5 yards on that play.
That's right. Marked the ball almost 14-yard line. 2nd down and about 4. Scoreboard says 2nd down and about 5. Either way.
Either way.
Well, UT is going to have to buckle down, and that momentum is going to shift in a big hurry. And for the Panther fans, I'm sorry I mentioned about that no points in the 3rd quarter. Probably shouldn't have mentioned that until,
like talking about
the quarter was over.
Missed a free throw.
Uh-oh, Krieger turned around a little bit though, but boy, real close to
Tackled
first
by
down.
Harris over there on the far side, but Krieger, I believe he's got the first down, or he's awful close.
Looks like he's down about the 10-yard line, and it is first
they're
down.
Gonna give it to him.
We're going to check now and see whether or not it's inside the 10 or not. It must be, because the chain crew is not setting the chains over there, so it's 1st and goal just inside the 10-yard line. Long way to go, though. They're going to have to get all 10 of it, Brian.
Yeah, Pioneers are all set here to bring this game real close.
Keeper by Delio. A nice tackle there.
Tackle by Lemon as
Ryan
he come
Lemon
up there.
Well, I'll tell you, he was the only one that could have made the play, though. Delio on a good inside fake.
Lemon and Miller have been sure tacklers all year. They come up and they do an excellent job on defense.
And I'll tell you, that's important. You defensive secondary kids can tackle like that. I mean, you know, even the one play, Miller saves a touchdown. They eventually score, but who knows? Something could happen if you just don't let him waltz in that end zone. 2nd
we're
and
looking
9.
at 2nd down.
2nd and 9 at the 9.
Pioneers in the eye.
Sweep.
Sweep to Healy.
Panthers running to the ball real well. UT's running to the ball. Miller's there. I'm going to mark that at about the 5-yard line, looks like.
Miller
Harris
got him out.
Yep. Well, I'll tell you what, Alleman's trying all over the place right now. They're not going to be able to grind it out against UT. It doesn't look like. 3rd down, it looks like they marked that ball inside the 5, just inside the 5. Santry comes in to play defensive end, replacing Scott DeFries. Delio with the ball. Delio at the 1. Delio at the goal line.
Touchdown,
Alleman. DeJulio stood up there at about the 2-yard line. Ryan Lemon had him. He fought and fought, fell into the end zone, and with 8 minutes and 4 seconds to go in the third quarter, Alleman draws to within 1 at 13-12.
And it looks like they're going to go for 2 again. I don't see any resemblance of a kicking.
Nope. I don't think we're going to see the extra point kick tonight. And if that's the case, we may not see a field goal either. Well, here we go. Sweep. Dave Taylor. Dave Taylor at the goal line. Dave Taylor in for the 2-point conversion.
And Alleman takes the lead.
Again, Panthers ran to the football well, stood him up, but that second effort put Dave Taylor in the end zone, and as Alleman scores the extra points, the score is now Alleman 14, UT 13, with 8 minutes and 4 seconds to go in the third quarter.
Well, the big part of that game, that whole drive, of course, was UT's beginning start there in the third quarter, when they started out deep in their own end there.
Well, the kickoff by DeJulio was a squib kick, always hard to handle, but the ball got away from Drew back there, and, you know, as luck would have it, it wouldn't roll in the end zone. So you get the ball back to the 10, and UT goes 3 and out, and Alleman gets great field position, and the result is UT now trails 14-13.
You could feel a little letdown, and you didn't see that same swarming defense there after that field position change there and that punt return, it seemed like.
Well, UT's going to have to find that again now, because obviously this is a critical part of the ball game. They don't want to let this thing slip away again. DeJulio on the line drive. Taylor knocks it down. Drew picks it up at about the 15. Back to the 20. Swarmed under at about the 20-yard line, maybe the 22.
It'll be 1st and 10 Panthers. On that scoring drive for Alleman, it was 5 plays, 1 minute and 17 seconds, 20-yard drive. DeJulio 4 yards for the touchdown, and Taylor ran it in for the point after.
Well, Coach Smith took a little extra time there to talk to Albert Duell, set him in the ball game. And of course, the key right now for UT is to settle everything down, run off some first downs. You're down 1 point, no big deal, don't worry about it. Hand back to Spencer. Got up in it pretty good, but I'll tell you, the white shirts are starting to win that neutral zone now.
Well, be 2nd down and about 8 for the Panthers.
We talk a lot about enjoying doing these high school games and bringing Western Big Six ball games to the fans on the Illinois side, and these are the kind of games that we hope to bring you every week. And they're hard-hitting, exciting, momentum shifts several times. Big crowd to the ball game tonight. UT is faced with a 2nd down and 8. Wishbone, Duell at quarterback. Hand back counter, Taylor. Oh, he got up in it real good. A nice tackle there by Dave Taylor.
Taylor could have saved a touchdown there.
Taylor tackled Taylor on that one. Sean and David.
They're pretty close to a 1st down there, I believe.
I was kind of checking with the family, Dave Taylor's family. I said, should we call him David or should we call him Dave? And they said, doesn't make any difference. Just keep mentioning his name.
Just keep calling him, huh?
Just keep mentioning his name.
We're definitely doing that.
And you know what I told him? If he does something good, we mention it every time.
And the reason we're doing it is because he is.
That's right. That's exactly right.
Are they going to measure for the 1st down here? And I believe they got her.
1st 10 UT. That was a little counter, hand back counter, and they get a little misdirection. And we talked about that.
And that could have went.
You know, you talked about that a little bit with Coach Smith before the ball game. That misdirection, the way the Alleman linebackers flow to that ball, and they were talking about going with some misdirection, see what happens. Well, we go with the tight end to this side, Lopez to this side, 2 wide receivers to the far side, I formation. Off tackle to Brooks, and nowhere to go. And Brooks got turned around hard that time. Wow.
Ryan Wood is the first one there, just waiting for him. Stood him right up and then got some help there.
Well, UT must be seeing something that they keep thinking that they can run the ball off tackle this way. But, man, every time they've tried to give the Brooks, it's a trap play off tackle, but every time they've tried to run that's been a nothing play today. So, you know, sometimes you keep going back long enough, you can break her through there.
Alleman has not forgot Brooks.
No. Wide receiver, this pro set, I formation. 2nd and about 12.
We're going to go
on top again.
Look
out. Jump ball. Jump ball. Jump ball might have been caught. Let's see what happens. Incomplete pass.
Drew did a fantastic job there of tipping that ball to himself, and then
Drew went from offensive pass receiver to defender to rebounder to trying to start the fast break the other way.
I thought he might have caught it, but I thought also he might have been out of bounds.
He was out of bounds at least twice on that play. Ooh, a big third down now for the Panthers. 3rd down and 12. Balls at their own 31-yard line. Split into this side. Hand back. Oh, Spencer with the ball. Short of the first down, but that could have been a disaster there because Duell got tackled.
Duell got hit pretty good there.
He handed that ball off while he was handing it off.
So it's going to be 4th down and about 5 yards for the Panthers as they'll have to punt here.
Well, UT did get a first down, moved the ball out near the 40, so at least the field position thing may not be too bad as Gorman drops back to punt.
We got
Alleman's got an extra guy in the field, but they got him off.
To return this punt for the Pioneers.
Oh, not a very, very long punt, out of bounds. This is going to be a real short punt, as a matter of fact. We're going to mark it, and we'll see where the officials line up. The spot's going to be at a 45-yard line. Alleman takes over at their own 45. And
again, the special teams have had a lot to do with this second half so far.
Well, you better believe it. You better believe that. And we talked about that. You talk about, some part of your game, whether it's offense or defense or special teams, and those all have a big bearing. So 5 minutes and 26 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. Alleman leads 14-13. Straight dive.
Taylor.
UT runs the ball real well, 63 that time. Scott DeFries is there as a penalty flag on the play.
Taylor going to get about 3 yards, but we'll see what that penalty is.
Several UT players. Brian Inman, number 75, was in on that play. Number 40 jumped up in there. Mike Hancock again.
I take it it's against Alleman where the penalty flags land. A little motion.
Motion penalty, and they'll take that penalty and move that ball back to the Alleman 40-yard line. 1st down and 15 yards to go. Well, it's going to be an interesting series of downs now for the Pioneers. In this particular ball game, it's been very difficult to get yardage.
Yes,
both
to establish a drive and hold a drive.
And a 5-yard penalty like that can make a big difference. Option, DeLeo, oh, look out. DeLeo turns the corner to midfield into Panther territory at about the 48-yard line where he's knocked out of bounds.
And so far, that's been Alleman's best play, is DeJulio running the ball.
Well, again, UT is kind of taking away the fullback or trying to, and they don't want to let the tailbacks hurt them, but somebody's got to be open.
Alleman's taking advantage of the fact that you can't cover everybody.
That's right.
And DeJulio's doing a nice job.
Got to give up something somewhere along the line. That was a big gainer. That was about a 10-yard gain, sets up 11-yard gain, sets up a 2nd down and 4 yards to go. Straight dive. Oh, nice run inside.
Prager inside.
Big hit back there by Lemon. Was in on a big hit there. DeFries on that play also.
That's about the best that Krager's got through then.
Yeah,
and that time he got through there pretty good.
And UT must be pinching a little bit or bringing some people because in that particular play on the straight dive, you ended up with your defensive end and your monster man in on that tackle. Maybe that's why occasionally DeLeo's open on the outside too. We'll have to keep a good hard look at that thing. UT bringing linebackers this time. DeLeo with the ball, got outside. There's the pitch outside Dave Taylor. Nice tackle, sure tackle downfield.
Excellent execution that time by Alleman as DeJulio waited till the last second to pitch that ball to Taylor and got him a nice game. Be 2nd down and about 3.5 yards.
Number 40, Mike Hancock, looked like he had got a little bump there that time. Mike's had a good ball game. We hope that's just a little bit of a bruise of some kind. Hancock comes out. He's replaced by Chris Underwood, goes in the ball game. 2nd down is big gainer again. Starting to rip off several long yardage plays here now. 2nd and about 4. UT jumps.
Alleman goes on 2 or 3 there and pulls them off. It'd be a 1st down for Alleman. Excellent time for that call.
Well, we always like to run that in the past. When you get a situation that, I don't know if I've ever ran it many times on 2nd down, but I'll tell you, 3rd down and less than 5, that's a pretty good call. Takes a lot of discipline, though, because the white shirts are really coming off the ball, and to get them under control. We used to laugh when we were coaching. We said, why call a play in the huddle? Because you know one of those two teams is going to jump. So no sense having a play called.
First and
Quick
10,
count
Alleman.
maybe here this time. Alleman off the ball again.
Traeger gets the ball, or Taylor gets the ball.
Oh, he's going to go. He's down to the 10-yard line, knocked out of bounds. Brian Miller. I don't know how he got out of that pile, Brian. My gracious.
He just really spurts through there. He's got good legs. He runs fast. Smart ball player.
And I'll tell you what, we've talked about it for the last 2 years. You got to tackle that young man. He's going to stay alive as long as he can. It's first down at the 7-yard line.
The momentum is definitely in Alleman's favor right now. The Panthers need to suck it up if they're going to hold them out of there.
UT stays with the 50 defense, but they got linebacker. Oh, quarterback
Julio
keeper.
keeps the ball.
Well,
maybe he gets about one.
UT had great penetration that time. Christensen got in the way of that thing. Take a look. Looked like Ward was in the middle of that also.
Underwood also.
Man, second and goal. Looking at what, about the 6-yard line? Second and goal from the 6. I'll tell you, critical defensive series now for UT. If the Panthers can hold and stayed down just 14-13.
Well, you got to believe you're going to see that option again from the Pioneers side. It's been working pretty good.
Something wide. We've seen this formation before. We had a sweep a time or two. Oh, fullback inside, right to the goal line.
Touchdown, Pioneers. Nice job by the Pioneers that time. Excellent blocking off the left side of that line. Brandenburg and DeBoard and Grau really got off the ball over there on that side.
Well, Brian, it just looked like they just kind of sealed everything inside. UT maybe was pinching everybody, which we mentioned earlier with Lemon and DeVries in the middle of a dive play, but that off tackle was wide open, and he went in early, and the score now becomes Alleman 20, UT 13 with 3 minutes, 17 seconds still to go in the third quarter.
So these extra points is real big right at this point.
Oh, man, 7-point lead. 7 is good for the Panther fans. 9 is not so good. Pass wide open. Wide open in the corner. DiUlio.
To that ball to
Jeff Lawrence.
Jeff Lawrence, who made a nice catch there. And
Lawrence, a tight end, 6'2", 180-pounder, and a senior. And I think you can see that maybe as this game is developing, Brian, that senior leadership that I guess the thing that amazed me the most after checking the lineups, after following Alleman so much last year, was how many of those kids last year were juniors. And now all of a sudden they're seniors, and all that playing experience last year, the playoff experience, winning the conference championship experience, pays off in a game like this because UT is playing hard, and UT is playing well. It's just a matter of Alleman's not going to let UT win. If they have anything at all to say about it, they're not going to let UT win. And the score now is 22-13 with 3 minutes, 17 seconds to go in the third quarter.
Those extra 2 points really hurt the Panthers because the 9-point lead makes it tough.
Wow. Well, the momentum.
Yep.
She has shifted.
Momentum is
Mo has just took
the Pioneers' way
a jump
right now.
clear across this field and is sitting over there among all those green coats.
If you're a Panther fan, you need something to happen here, a big play to happen. And
UT has the weapons to do that. So, ball fell off the tee. It kind of looked like one of my pitch and run shots I try in golf, where I swing
like
and I look up.
Iron shots.
I look up and the ball is still there. It's kind of an option play there. DiUlio on the option. He could either kick it or not.
At least he was smart. He didn't kick the ball, He just let her lay.
You realize how bad you and I would have hurt ourselves trying to kick that ball?
I'd have kicked that
I
puppy somehow.
And they'd take me off in an ambulance. There's another squib kick. Taylor picks the ball up, playing it like a shortstop. Up in the middle. Oh, Sean Taylor staying alive out to near the 40-yard line.
First and 10 Panthers on the 41-yard line.
Well, the squib kick causes you problems, but if you can pick it up, you always get good field position.
Yep.
So UT now at the 41-yard line. Now it's time for the Panthers to go to work. Now I formation pro set. Jeff Spencer.
Spencer with the carry. Looks like he gets about 2 yards off of that. Brought down by Healy. Bill Healy out there on that side.
Well, the Panthers up front are going to have to get right after it. They've got Kevin Ward and, again, Joe Slick at the tackles, Keller and Taranis at the guards, Moons at center. The rotating tight ends, Steve Lopez and Ben Fagerlund, and Ron Drew has been the split end the whole ball game. We got Spencer, Taylor, and Brooks. Albert Duell is the quarterback. Two receivers to this side. Ball's on the ground. Option play that time. The exchange between Brooks and Albert Duell ended up on the ground.
Up front there, the Pioneers got Woods and Prine and Brandenburg and DeBoard and Edwards, and they're winning the battle right now. They're doing an excellent job up front.
Well, the Panthers have got to find some way. Isn't it amazing? You know, at the end of the first half, Alleman didn't have a play in their offense that was going to work. Now, and UT was moving the ball pretty well. And now we come out after halftime, and now the UT playbook's kind of folded itself up, and everything Alleman runs work. Alleman's in a 6-1 defense right now. They're daring UT to throw the ball. Ball's on the ground again. Look out. Albert Duell is sacked. That was pass all the way, but Duell dropped the ball after the fake to Brooks. And UT is 3 and out again. Not only 3 and out, but they lost 4 yards in the shuffle. Ball's back to the 41-yard line.
Well, we got Healy and Taylor back again.
Mike Gorman
nice
on the punt.
From center, but Gorman gets a
better kick. Could get a good roll here. It dies. That ground's kind of soft. UT downs the ball. Good job there by number 88. That's Craig Brokaw. Did a smart thing. Once you touch it, you got to down it because the other team could pick it up and run. So Craig did a nice job there of that, and pretty decent punt.
Yep. Alleman will take over on their own 36-yard line.
But again, you know, Brian, take a look at the field position game here. UT gets the ball to the 40-plus yard line on the kick return, and after 3 plays, a punt, Alleman takes over at their own 36. So that's, UT didn't have it very long and didn't move it very far. Option. Keeper, quarterback Dulio.
Well, that time the Panthers kind of self-destructed on offense. They had 2 plays that just had a little trouble with the handoffs, the snaps, and the ball handling there.
Yeah, it's one of those things, too. You look at statistics, and while neither of those fumbles created a turnover, it created negative yardage plays, both of them. So even though UT might have had a fumble or 2, depending on what you call the one, and didn't lose it, they still lost 2 downs, 2 critical downs. Second down, that was an 8-yard gain that time. UT almost jumps.
Krager gets the first down, I believe.
Moons in there on that tackle. Again, Ryan Lemon in there making a good play from his monster position. You know, there's a name we haven't heard much lately in that defense for UT.
It's Christensen.
Christensen. Let's take a look here.
Adjust at halftime. Let's see
let's see what that adjustment was. Let's see what that was, because in this second half, and we're down to the last 33 seconds to go, in this third quarter, Robert Christensen, we have not called his name. So let's see. Let's focus on him this play and see what happens. Coming out of the huddle. Of course, you got number 50, Andy Koski. Is he playing center this time? Yeah. Oh, 60 is the center. Double team Christensen that time.
That's exactly what's happening. Yeah. They're double teaming.
Brian Grow's the center, and they're either putting Ross Martin, number 53, in on him, or Brandenburg, and that's a load for anybody to handle. We're down to 2 seconds to go, and Brian, that's the end of the third quarter. A third quarter that belonged totally to the Alleman Pioneers. Going into halftime with UT, of course, had the lead. Coming out of the third quarter, Alleman leads 22-13, and we'll be back.
Well, we're about set to go here.
Wow, that was a quarter that we were talking here a minute ago. Did the team switch jerseys at halftime or what? Because, man alive.
Alleman really come out in the third quarter, did the right things. Is it a little inside?
That ball's loose. That ball is on the ground, folks.
I think the whistle might have blown, though.
Oh, UT wants that one. Ryan Lemon's got the football in his hands. Christensen's pretty excited about that one. But that's not going to be the case, and it's going to bring up a third down and about 3 as Krager popped through there that time, got hit, but the ball, evidently he was down or forward progress was stopped before that ball got loose. And that's a big play that the Panthers needed, I think. UT needs to make a stand right here. Early fourth quarter, 3rd down and 3 for the Pioneers. Option. Good play back here. Oh, Moon slides off just a little. Look out, DiIulio might go. DiIulio is down to inside the 20. Oh, they're going to mark him out of bounds at about the 22-yard line.
DiIulio just having a huge ball game tonight.
Matt Harris, number 31 for UT, ran him out of bounds there at the 22. It looked like Moons was going to be able to make the play there, but DiIulio's superior speed got him to the outside. Whew. And I'll tell you what, that crowd over on the far side of the field is getting pretty hyped up.
They're getting pretty happy, aren't they?
Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
You got to give it to the Pioneers. They've taken what the defense has given them and been pretty smart about it. And DiIulio really having a big night.
Quick count, Healy with the ball, but Panthers are ready for that one. Look at that defense. You got everybody in there. I think Brian Miller was one of the very first guys there, and he is your free safety. But in the middle of that, yeah, Ward was there. Santry was there. Christensen, I think, got there towards the end of that thing. 2nd down and about 8. That quick count has hurt UT in the past, but not much.
Tron is bringing a play in for Alleman, number 86.
DiIulio, by the way, has carried the ball 13 times for 104 yards tonight. So UT's been able to take several people out of this ball game.
Sweep to Taylor.
Nice cut. Look at this. Stayed alive. Gained about 4 yards or 3 yards and probably should have lost 3 or 4 yards.
Taylor made a great cut there. He looked like he was going to be tackled in the backfield by Hancock.
Ryan Lemon again on the tackle.
Then he made him miss and picked up a nice gain, B.
Well, as we get into the deep into this ball game now, Brian, we're at 10-minute mark now to go in the 4th quarter. And we're in a situation where this is a 3rd and 5, and this is the play that UT has to have.
Yep.
Looks like Alleman's going to take time out here. And the fans on the far side over there, the faithful from Alleman High School, I tell you what, they're pretty pumped up. Well, they did bring a towel out on the field for the officials to dry that ball off, and we were down there earlier trying to do our pregame. Kept getting interrupted on that pregame.
Yeah,
what was
that was
with
a problem. That was a problem.
Mr. Unrath came by. Bob Hansky came by. Matter of fact, Coach Smith came by there
I think
for a
you're
split
just
second.
too well known. Everybody come by and say hi to you.
Well, they didn't know we were doing it. They weren't well enough to know we were on TV. We were just standing there talking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of anxious to see what John and Jess do with that. There may be no pregame.
Yeah, hard to see what we're going to have here.
Kicked an extra point
Hadn't
in that
kicked
ball
one
game.
over 4 foot off the ground all night until that one.
That was exciting. We may do something like that again this year. One back set this time. Motion. Power formation this way. Quarterback
draw.
Look out. That
Excellent
ball.
execution, and DiIulio takes the ball clear down to about the 5-yard line for another Alleman 1st down, and they're knocking on the door to score again.
Hey, that's
Jim.
not right, Brian. That's just not right. When one team uses the play against you that really, really works, the next team you play shouldn't be allowed to use that one. It just ain't right.
Some pretty good scouting there.
Man alive. Hey, if it works, use it. Next week, UT will probably need to put that play in. Man alive. Well, they did a lot of things right there, though. They went 2 wide outs to this side and motioned this way, so it only left one back in the backfield. So 1st and goal at the 6-yard line option. DiIulio up inside the 5 and tackled about the 3-yard line.
Miller on the tackle.
Kevin Ward was there also, number 76. Man, I'll tell you what, I'm more and more impressed with, I guess we watched Alleman and did the broadcast of the Alleman-Geneseo game and saw the big plays, and Alleman kind of beat them with just huge plays, 3 big plays. Now in this second half, Alleman's doing it all kinds of ways. In the kicking game, the special teams obviously, running the ball, options, all kinds of things, and long drives, off tackle. A little outside veer action to Krieger and no gain that time.
But they do an excellent job, of whatever you take away from them. Why they just take what they can get out of it.
Yep.
We didn't see DiIulio running that ball that much before tonight.
No, well, even the first half when he tried to run the ball, he got sacked 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
But they stayed with their game plan. Dana Just and his staff went at halftime and said, whatever adjustments they made, they didn't change the game plan much. And here they are now threatening 3rd and 4. That last play was a little outside veer. Split backs this time. Two tight ends. Pass, bootleg,
again.
wide open. DeIulio will run.
He'll
DeIulio
go in.
oh, great play by UT. Sean Taylor knocks DeIulio out at the 1-yard line.
It looked like he was going in for sure, but Taylor come up there and really put a nice
play
hit
by
on him.
Sean Taylor. DeIulio that time made a good decision. He came out on the pass. He had a receiver wide open, but it looked like he was going to be able to waltz in himself. But boy, Taylor just closed in a hurry, sets up a 4th and 1. And if there's going to be any big plays UT to make now, this is it. Ball is, well, a little outside the 1-yard line. Maybe 1.5 yards to go. 8 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. Dive. Dave Taylor.
Touchdown.
Standing up.
Excellent job, excellent drive that time by the Pioneers as Taylor scores to make it
28-13. Now the reason Brian never tells you, I'm going to share some secrets here from the broadcast booth. I can't see about the north third of the field, but Brian cannot, no matter what he does, see the scoreboard. So it's not because he can't read or anything like that. He just can't see it.
Can't see it, no.
So 7 minutes and 57 seconds to go. Alleman leads, goes for 2. Taylor on the dive, and I think the UT stopped him that time.
And they didn't get it that time.
Did not get it. Inside, Harris was on that tackle. Mike Hancock was in on that tackle. And with 7 minutes, 57 seconds to go in the ball game, Alleman now builds that lead. They used to trail, Brian, 13-6. Remember that way back then? At halftime. The score now last week against UT, and then Alleman this week against UT. That ball game is going to be a great game.
Oh, that's going to be a good ball game. We got to be there at that ball game.
Need to be there.
Yeah, we need to cover that game.
Talk about the need to know.
Yeah.
We have the need to go.
That's right.
That's right.
That series for Alleman, 5 minutes and 3 seconds, 64 yards and 12 plays. And Taylor took it in for the touchdown.
Drew catches the ball at about the 15, stays in bounds. He's going to try to go across the field. He's not going to make it. He got it out to about the 23-yard line, and once he decided to go across the field, he ended up clear back about the 17. So, again, big plays in the kicking game by the Alleman Pioneers.
It looked like he had a wall set up there that if he could outrun that first man, he might have went there. But
well, my coaching experience tells me not very often are you going to go from this out of bounds to that sideline and ever get anything positive happen. Now UT is forced into what we talked about earlier, situations where they're going to have to throw the ball. And Alleman's playing a little deeper, but still they're not giving up the run inside to Brooks.
Would have been a tough night for Brooks. He just can't find any running room at all.
Well, Alleman's done a great job, and like we've talked about in the Western Big Six, you've got enough good athletes that you can say Brooks is not going to beat us, or Krager's not going to beat us, or Taylor's hopefully not going to beat us.
That's exactly what Alleman's
and
done
Alleman
tonight.
said Brooks is not going to beat you. Oh, option. Well, Spencer, nice cut out there, but who's there?
Taylor, number
David
22.
Taylor. Boy, Spencer put on
Also,
about 5
Matt
moves.
Prine was in on that tackle.
And that's a long way to run out of that defensive position for Prine also. That time it looked like a little busted backfield action. A duel turned around and faked the ball to Brooks, and Brooks was on his other side. That takes away, and that allows somebody like Prine to run to that ball because there's nobody to tackle.
There wasn't a whole lot of fooling going on.
Nope. Pro set, UT trying to get the formation set properly. I formation. Duel back to pass. Sprint pass. Taylor's open in the middle. Nice throw. First down UT.
Excellent execution that time.
That time UT ran number 89, who is Steve Lopez, in the flat. Set Taylor as the flanker deep. Curl for the first down.
The tackle was by DeJulio.
Another very good pass by Albert Duell. Clock's running, 6 minutes, 24 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. Alleman leads 28-13. Automatic call by Albert Duell. Drop back pass. Curl route overthrown.
Duell did a nice job of just getting rid of that ball that time under lots of pressure.
Fagerlund that time was the intended receiver. They sent him to the flat and tried to run Taylor down the boundary, and that ball went incomplete, but that's where it had to be thrown.
Yep. He didn't have time to throw the ball.
Second down and 10. Ball's at the 35-yard line. 6:12 to go. Alleman again, 50 defense, 4 deep secondary. Strength of the formation to the short side. Off tackle Spencer. Nice gain of about 4 yards on a second down. Sets up about a 3rd down and 6, maybe 3rd and 7. Maybe wishful thinking for the Panther
Brandenburg on
fans.
that stop for the Pioneers.
Well, I'll tell you what, Brandenburg has certainly stepped in there and filled in for Powell's. Powell's, I think, is kind of an emotional leader for this defensive unit. Brandenburg now going both ways. Alleman now in a 4-man front, playing a 4-4 defense with 3 deep. Adjustment there. Option. Ball's on the ground, but look out. Spencer on a nice move. Dave Taylor cannot get him.
Spencer gets a first down and
Nice
is pushed out of
run.
bounds at about the 30 or the 47-yard line.
Well, there's making
Alleman.
something good out of a near disaster,
that
that's
was
for
a
sure.
Broken play that turned out pretty good for the Panthers, and they get a first down.
Well, option towards the short side of the field. UT went with the strength of the formation this way. Option this way. Spencer picks up the ball, makes a big play. Lopez brings the play into Albert Duell. The clock is stopped at 5 minutes and 28 seconds to go in the 4th quarter. And UT is on the move. Ball's at the Alleman 48-yard line. Pro set this way, I formation. Brooks loose inside. One of the few times tonight he's had a chance to run.
That's about his biggest run of the night there, as Taylor makes the tackle.
That sets up a 2nd down and about 3. The clock is moving, but there's a few more openings in that defense. Looks like Alleman's going to play just a little softer, and they may not do that for long. We'll take a look and see if they're back now. Alleman's back a 6-1 defense. They went from a 5-2 to a 4. Now they're back to a 6-man front, and they're going to make UT throw the football. Sweep, short side.
Spencer got a little room.
He may have the first down. Did not get out of bounds, but I think he did get the first down. Spencer's. Well, that time the Alleman secondary playing a little soft. Drew took the ball down the field about 8 yards and stopped. When he turned around, Duell had the ball on the way. Great timing pattern. UT gets another first down.
That could set up another fly pass. The little hits there and go now.
No
Have
question
to see
about
if they
that.
go back to that later.
Well, little dump past the tight end, intercepted by Alleman. Ross Martin, I think, Coach. Ross Martin could get at the 40.
Taylor's
going to catch him at the 40-yard line. Ross Martin, linebacker for Alleman.
Big play for the Pioneers.
Boy, and the receivers are wide open there too. I mean, it was a play where if Martin hadn't stepped in front, very similar to the play that Matt Harris made for UT earlier. Big turnover for the Panthers. Alleman back on the offense. 4 minutes, 17 seconds to go in the 4th quarter. Alleman leads 28-13.
Jack Cortez comes in for the Panthers, number 3.
A chance to watch Jack play in the JV game last Monday night, I guess. Boy, he did a nice job in that ball game against Rock Island and deserves to be in the ball game right now. Does another nice job. Oh, Diulio on the keeper, out of bounds at about the 25-yard line, right at the 25-yard line. Little counter option that time, Brian. Diulio made the spin, faked the ball to Krager inside, ran option to the short side of the field.
Diulio's ability to run the ball has definitely been the difference in this ball game in the second half.
No question about that. And it's, hey, the Alleman, give credit where credit's due. The Alleman staff said, hey, they're taking away certain things.
Exactly.
They can't, and we know that unless you're just far superior, you can't take everything away. And give Alleman credit. They found what they could use, and they've used it completely. And UT has not been able to shut it off. Krager inside.
Krager that time.
Brian Inman on the tackle.
Krager gets about 3, I believe. Diulio with 134 yards rushing at quarterback position on 17 carries.
Whew.
That looks like a Nebraska-type quarterback, huh?
Oh, I guess. And coming into the ball game, Brian, Diulio had carried the ball 42 times for only 100 yards total. So obviously, scouting report tells us that this guy isn't the one that's going to beat you, but guess what? He is.
Right. Well, you can tell they've worked on this because they hesitate, the timing's just right, and the hole's really opening up for him.
Well, you've coached football and you've had your son played football, so you've seen the college level games, the high school level games. It is a chess match. The defense does one thing, the offense has to make an adjustment. The offense makes an adjustment to defense. In this ball game, UT had a great game plan, I think, defensively. Took a lot away. Alleman made the adjustment so that DiUlio going again is going to carry the ball.
First and 10 again.
Unfortunately for the Panther fans, UT has not been able to take that away from them. No matter what they've done defensively, and part of that I think is very simple. This hasn't happened until the second half.
Yep.
Had this happened early enough in the first half where at halftime you could make some adjustments, now the UT staff's going to have to try to make these on the fly, and that's hard to do. It is hard to do, and they haven't been able to do that.
DiUlio just virtually untouched there, getting through the line.
Well, and right now they know it's going to work, and of course the problem is the UT knows it's going to work too. That's the scary part. Outside veer, that's not going to work. That hadn't worked all day for either team.
Krieger that time,
but you got to do that once in a while to keep the defense honest. You bet DiUlio is going to get the ball here pretty quick. Well, that sets up a second down and 11. The ball's at about the 12-yard line, and
Hancock
we're down.
On the tackle.
Nice tackle that time too. Big hit. We're down now to 2 minutes and 6 seconds to go in the fourth quarter, and Alleman has this game in control, driving again near the UT 10-yard line. Option. Oh, UT's there that time.
Well, Christensen set that play up. He really got through there. And
penetration hurt, and that's the first time his name's come up.
Then Hancock cleaned it up.
Yep. Well, we got
timeout for the Panthers.
Mike Hancock, number 40, ended up cleaning that play up. But UT will use a timeout with 1:38 to go in the fourth quarter. Alleman threatening, but UT certainly not going to give up.
Nope. Let's take a break, and they'll be back in a moment.
Here, 1 minute 38 seconds to go.
Pioneers bringing the ball up again.
UT just used a timeout, trying to get the ball back. Trying to give themselves one more chance at this ball game. DiUlio, pitch out here. UT's running again to the ball real well. Real good job. Chris Underwood, number 41, turned that play inside. Christensen got there. Miller got there. UT calls timeout again.
Healy on that carry.
Ryan Lemon coming off the bottom of that pile.
It's the one time that DiUlio give up the ball.
Well, I tell you what,
he got it. Got them all.
He was pretty smart that time. He came out here and he got it. When he started turning that corner, there were about 7 orange shirts there. He said, well, there's a couple things I can do now. I can either get hit real hard or you can get hit real hard. So he gave up the ball.
This is going so well, I'm going to let you carry the ball this time. And
wow.
He met about 4 or 5 Panthers right there.
Running back came to the back of the huddle and said, don't do me any more favors. Don't do me any more favors. Well, we got a few minutes here. We talk a little bit about the scoring as this game's gone along here. First score, of course, UT. 4:24 to go in the first quarter. Taylor's touchdown. Krieger answered. And into halftime duel on a 2-yard run, UT led 13-6 at half. As we come back to action, it's fourth down for Alleman.
DiUlio on the keeper again.
DiUlio cuts up inside, not going to get enough room, and UT makes another nice play out there. And UT will take over. Nice goal, nice stand there. That series started at about the 11-yard line.
Yep.
4 plays later, the ball is at the 10-yard line. So UT gets the ball, first and 10, their own 10-yard line with 1 minute, 23 seconds to go. The Alleman fans are standing on the far side.
The Panthers better get off the field here.
Real loose defense now. There's that prevent defense. Duel on the sprint pass. Alleman pressure. Duel to run. And gets out of bounds at about the 15. We get back to that scoring summary. Boy, that second half, Brian, was all Alleman. UT leads 13-6 at half. Then with 8:04 in the third quarter, DiUlio on a 4-yard run. 3:17 to go in the third quarter. Krieger, 6-yard run. Fourth quarter, 7:57. Taylor, a 1-yard run. Gives us a 28-13 ball game. Look out. Oh, good protection back there. Spencer does a nice job over the middle to Taylor. First down, UT. Long curl pattern from Duel to Taylor.
Now, the Panthers really do have, with Taylor and Drew, some pretty good receivers out there.
Yes, they do.
Can catch that ball.
And Duel's done a nice job. That was about a 25-yard pass on the line.
Yep.
Perfect timing. Duel on the run, pressure, no time to throw that
Good job. He threw that ball away.
He had Lopez out here, ran a curl pattern. You had Taylor more towards the middle of the field, but no time to throw. 1 minute, 2 seconds to go now. UT is faced with a 2nd and 10 at their own 30-yard line. Alleman leads 28-13. Lopez in with the play. Fagerland and Lopez have been running in at tight end the whole ball game, bringing plays in from the sideline for the Panthers. 4-man front, Brian, out there for Alleman now. 4 with 4 linebackers playing 3 real deep. 2nd down.
Alleman going to bend a little now, but they're not going to break.
Good. Oh, nice pattern. Incomplete pass from Duell to Drew. That would have been near a 1st down, maybe a yard short as Drew would have gone out of bounds.
That pass was right in his hands that time. Just must have taken his eyes off of it a little bit.
Well, as the teams start looking forward to next week, here we got 55 seconds to go. UT now has got to kind of regroup. They had a ball game next week with Galesburg. And now UT is with a record now of Duell is swarmed under back there that time. UT will drop to 2 and 3.
Chris Edwards, number 90 on that sack that time, did an excellent job.
Well, UT uses their last time out there. Sets up a 4th down and long, 4th and about 17. But UT now at 2 and 3 is in a must-win situation the rest of the way. And of course they've still got a good Rock Island team ahead of them. Quincy will be a game after Galesburg. UT will have Rock Island and Quincy at Quincy and finish up with Sterling. So
tough season.
Tough road to hoe. But I will say this, for the UT fans that are watching us. Tonight, UT, especially in the first half, ran to the ball better than I've seen them do that defensively. They hit harder defensively and executed well on offense. It's just the adjustments that Alleman made at that halftime, UT was unable to counter those.
The special teams right there at the beginning of the 3rd quarter, in the field position, and the Julio ability to run the ball was definitely the difference.
Well, it's 4th down and 17 now. The ball is at the 21-yard line, UT 21-yard line, 44 seconds to go. Back to Pat, going to go up top. Oh, that ball's picked off. I think Duell was across the line of scrimmage anyway, but no penalty flag down. That ball was intercepted by number 36 that time. Mike Berry on the intercept, a junior linebacker. So
he had me fooled. I thought he was going to run that ball.
Well, they were trying to go on top again with the pass that they threw to Taylor for the touchdown in the first half, but Albert must have figured he could have run for the 1st down. Well, Alleman now comes over the ball. The clock is running. 23 seconds to go. 22 seconds to go in the ball game. Delio takes a knee. That's about the first yards he's lost here in the 2nd half.
Yeah.
And we're down to that was, Brian, the last play of the ball game. Now let's take a look at that Alleman Pioneer football team as they come on the field celebrating their victory here tonight at Soul Bowl. UT's homecoming ball game. UT leading 13-6 at halftime, but the 2nd half was all Alleman, outscoring UT 22-0 to win 28-13.
And DeJulio has the big night. 18 carries, 150 yards rushing, which how many yards rushing did he have coming in, you said?
He had 100 yards rushing coming into the ball game.
So he definitely, the plan was, as they seen Krager was going to get stopped on the inside and Taylor was being stopped on the inside, they took what they give him, and their plan for the coaches and staff of Alleman worked real well against the Panthers here in the 2nd half.
Well, you know, sometimes as a former coach, I'd like to be in that locker room and kind of hear what the coaches are saying at halftime, the adjustments that they made. But this would have been a very interesting halftime in that Alleman locker room because they did some very, very good things. And I think we need to take our hats off to that Alleman Pioneer coaching staff and to those kids on that football team because they came out in the 2nd half, played like the Western Big Six champions that they are trying to defend this particular season, and really took it to the UT Panthers. Fought hard. UT did, played as hard as they could do it, but that 2nd half was all Alleman.
Well, this sets up a great confrontation, assuming Moline is able to pick off Galesburg. They got Galesburg tonight, don't they?
Oh, I wish you hadn't asked me that.
They usually do.
Yeah. Well, somebody's playing Quincy. Maybe Rock Island.
I think Rocky
Quincy.
is tonight, maybe.
Yep.
But that's just going to be a heck of a good ball game.
Well, I tell you, for our fans out there, and we'd like to just take, again, thank you for turning the channel to channel 38, to Cox Cable, Family Ties Production. Well, we've had some fun here tonight. If you're an Alleman fan, we really had some fun.
Oh,
if you're a Panther fan, you had fun for the first half at least. And
well, one good thing, we couldn't lose, could we?
no, I'll tell you, it's Western Big Six football is like that. But again, for the fans out there, we appreciate you watching these broadcasts. Again, if you've got some comments, things that you'd like to see us do differently, why, let us know.